Okay, we are here starting these transition pieces, and I gotta say, this is the best thing ever when it comes to getting a nice fit. Right in there, I can take that with that edge right there and transfer that right to my vinyl plank and get an exact fit for that. It's just beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, we even took some little touch-up paint, touched up around the bottom of this where we pulled up the painted quarter round. We put that back so we could keep the match. We was able to touch up again, like I said, so everything looks real good. And the same thing with the gray around the cabinets. We was able to touch up all of that stuff to keep everything looking pretty. Let's go check out the master real quick and we will be done. Alrighty, everything cocked. Quarter round looks marvelous. Beautiful. Luke does a great job. Luke does a really good job caulking this stuff up. Looks real good. Love those transition pieces. We are officially done. Definitely took longer than I thought it was going to. But this is a significant step here, so those transitions are awesome. This one here, it was actually level, so I was able to use a straight flat piece on that. Looks good. Looks good. If you guys are not using them, I would highly recommend it.
Yes.
Alrighty, definitely took longer on that job than I anticipated, and even took about a half a day longer than I was anticipating for a particular reason that I'm going to point out, and maybe it'll help out some of you guys, okay? It's definitely not to diss anybody or talk bad about anybody or anything like that, but Luke, the guy that works for me, does absolutely phenomenal stuff all the time. I never have a complaint. Very rarely do I have issues with anything that he does on my job. If I do, it's something that he just simply don't know. Well, yesterday, I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but I would go out and cut my quarter round, bring it in, or actually he would come and get it, nail it up, and caulk the top and the corners and such like that, pretty it up. He always does that. I'm not exactly sure what was going on yesterday whenever he done that, but we stayed late last night. You guys might have seen that. We was a little bit late last night because once I got done doing what I was doing, as far as cutting and everything like that, I went and looked at the work and I was like, what in the world? We don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away at the job that he had done. I was like, man, I can't believe you even done that, Luke. You know, I didn't bash him or diss him or anything like that. Like I said, he's an excellent worker and he does excellent work all the time. I'm not sure what was wrong. He was a little bit off of his game. He went to the doctor yesterday morning, as a matter of fact. I think it was yesterday morning. It was yesterday morning. And then he got dropped off. He had his, he's a young guy, so he had his mom. He does have vehicles, so don't think that. But he had his mom drop him off at the job and pick his little brother up and take him home. That's why I didn't drive, because his little brother came and filled in for him while he was at the doctor, because he just woke up. You know what, that might have been Monday. I can't remember. Anyway, he was just not feeling good. He was off of his game and stuff like that. So I didn't harp him too bad, but I did by all means let him know that that is completely not acceptable. So we ended up ripping off, I don't know, quite a few walls of quarter round and getting new quarter round, repainting it, recutting it, and reinstalling, recaulking. We did a whole bunch of that stuff over, just for the simple fact to let him know we're not going to, by no means, let stuff like that ride, okay? I didn't have to scold him or get onto him or anything like that. I think the fact of ripping up his work and redoing it was definitely enough. I feel like he knows that if he does it next time, then it's not going to fly then either. So we might as well just do it right the first time. If something don't fit just right, come say, hey, this needs to be trim or something like that, instead of just making it work. So we got to have a standard, okay? If we don't have a standard, we're going to slip and slip and slip little by little by little. Before you know it, we're going to be just like hack and slash out there. So we got to keep a standard, even if it costs us 4 or 5 extra hours on a job and money on a job. We have got to keep a standard. That little act of ripping off that quarter round after he had done it, ripping up his work and redoing it, that little act will, I'm sure, tighten him right back up. And let's face it, we all need it once in a while. We all need a little adjustment, a little tightening up. Sometimes we all let stuff slip a little bit that maybe look back and say, man, I wish I had done that a little different, or I wish I had to give it a little, I went ahead and just redid that. I wasn't happy with it, or something like that. We all slip sometimes, and we all need a little bit of adjustment every now and again. So if you are the crew leader, the boss, the owner, or whatever, don't feel bad about doing that. Keep a standard. You don't have to gripe at your guys. You don't have to tell them they're stupid and that crap ain't gonna fly or anything like that. The simple fact of ripping up their work and redoing it, I'm sure, will be sufficient enough to let them know we are going to keep a standard, or we're going to work an extra 4 or 5 hours to correct it. Either way, okay? I'm sure they will much rather do it right the first time. Once they realize that that's how it's going to be, I'm sure they're going to be more than happy to do it right the first time, rather than redoing it and costing 4 or 5 more hours of work, okay? Anyway, I just wanted to point that out, and thank you guys for tuning in to the Daily Grind. Until tomorrow, FBSB's out.